Bring it on in for a nice little landing. Super easy. I mean, it's like, it's hands off. Look at that. I'm not even controlling it. Whoa, that was pretty close. Let's see if it'll land by itself here. I'm gonna keep running with it. And it just lands by itself like that. Just cut the throttle. Alright, so we're checking out the ESKY Sparrow in this video. This is a ready to fly biplane with twin motors. Pretty interesting setup. Runs on a 2S battery, ailerons, and elevator control. The rudder is controlled via differential throttle. It's a 610 millimeter wingspan, so fairly floaty. It should be fairly floaty based on the wingspan and the weight. It's about 172 grams all up weight. This plane was fully assembled out of the box, so it came in a huge box, and very easy to put together. All you have to do is put the wheels on the bottom, and that's it. They just clip into place. It takes literally 5 seconds. Everything's bound up with the transmitter that's included, and you just have to charge up the battery. Now the transmitter, it looks like a toy grade transmitter, but has hobby grade gimbals on here, so we'll see how they go. Trim buttons, you have a switch here on the right, green and red. That's the throttle cut, so green means throttle on, red is throttle off. And then on the left you have low and high rates. Low is going to be stabilized flight and leveling flight. High rates is basically unlimited angles, so you can basically go inverted, do flips and rolls and all that kind of stuff. 4 AA batteries in the back, which aren't included. Long press the power button, turn it on, and then just a small hatch here in the front with a magnet. Pop that off. This battery's included. Just plugged it in with the JST plug and you're ready to go. So see how it goes. Okay, we'll turn on the transmitter first, and then we'll plug in the battery. So give it a few seconds to initialize. It's got to initialize the gyro, and you can see we have stabilization. The elevator is actually the full elevator. The whole thing moves. So should be interesting. It's a little bit of wind today, so not sure how it's going to do. It doesn't have a lot of power based on what I've seen. Start off in low rates. Throttle cut is on, so no throttle. If you turn it on to green, the prop starts spinning. I don't know if it'll roll on this, but give it a try. Okay, there it goes, it's up. That's a slow flyer for sure. So as I said, it's a little bit of a breeze today. Let's bring it down here. Wind's coming from my back. You can see how slow it flies. So they are kind of targeting beginners with this, because it's super easy to put together. Literally like 5 minutes and you're up in the air. Just have to charge the battery. And it's doing surprisingly well. I thought it wouldn't be doing so great in this wind, but it seems fine. Yeah, the differential throttle works pretty well with no rudder. You can see how slow that goes. Pretty amazing, actually. And really quiet, actually. For two brush motors, it's super quiet. So going downwind much faster. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Now going back upwind here. It's practically hovering. Alright, so I'm gonna stick this into the high rates and see what kind of acrobatics I might be able to do here. Gonna do little loops there. The jogger right here. See if I can do a roll. Okay, so the roll rate is not so great. So I'll just stick it back in the low rates and just self-leveled like that. Yeah, so as I figured, this is not going to be that great for acrobatics. It just doesn't have the speed and the power. So I wouldn't recommend that. Recommend you get this for that if that's what your goal is. But if you want to learn how to fly, I mean, it's like, it's hands off. Look at that. I'm not even controlling it. And downwind's a lot faster. You can see, it's just flying by itself. Totally hands-free here. Again, hands-free. So if you want to learn how to fly, it's pretty easy for this one. And I think that because it has the twin motors and not the motor in the front, if you crash it, the foam might get a little squished, but you're not going to be busting any motors or breaking props. And I don't think I saw any spare props in the box either, but it's pretty unlikely that they're going to break or pop off because they're screwed on. Look at that. It just landed here. And we'll take it off again. Yeah, so even on this like kind of rough, grassy surface, landings and takeoffs are really easy too. We'll see if I can land it in front of me here. Bring it on in for a nice little landing. Super easy. Super easy landings and takeoffs on this one too. That's pretty nice. Zooming by sideways here. So we're going to do some circles around me. The differential throttle works pretty well, as you see there's kind of going back and forth here. But it does lose thrust when you're using a lot of differential throttle because one of the motors spins down. Oh, there's a crash. Let's see. Okay. Nothing happened to it. It just kind of bounced off the ground there. I was going a little too crazy on the sticks. Yeah, this thing is a very impressive flyer. I like it a lot, but it is kind of pricey. I think it's because this transmitter is more hobby grade than toy grade. I think that's where you're saving the cost on some of the cheaper models, is they put a really cheap transmitter in there. I don't know if this will run on a multi-protocol radio. It might. I haven't found any information on that yet. And it does come in a, well, the instructions say it comes in a bind and fly and with, I don't know what receiver. And I haven't seen that for sale anywhere. So that might be something coming out later. So if anyone knows if this will run in a multi-protocol module, let me know in the comments. This is really easy to fly. Okay, we get a little more aggressive here. I'm gonna risk stalling it, but it looks like it could take a crash pretty easily. Whoa, that was pretty close. Right by my face. Alright, so it takes a little more concentration to fly low to the ground like this. Bring it for a landing and take it off. Super easy, super easy. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna walk with it. It's kind of landing on its own here. See if it'll land on its own. There it goes. Okay, the wind's changing directions. It's coming from my side now. Yeah, I think it'll land by itself. So let's see if it'll land by itself here. I'm gonna keep running with it. And it just lands by itself like that. Just cut the throttle. Let's go full throttle right by me. That's not very fast at all. Let's go full throttle downwind. Okay, downwind's pretty fast. Alright, I think you guys get the picture. Ah, try to catch it. Couldn't catch it. Battery is getting a little low in power. See, the props are still spinning, so hit the throttle cut. And I'll stop the props. But yeah, look, it looks like there's no damage at all from that little crash I had. And wow, super easy to fly. So if you're a beginner, definitely recommend this guy, although it is expensive. But this is more of a hobby grade transmitter, so if you're gonna transition to something hobby grade later, I think this is definitely a kit to get if you're willing to spend the money to learn how to fly a plane. And then later on when you have a hobby grade transmitter, it should be pretty easy transition. Anyway, overall I give it a thumbs up, but again, it is a pretty expensive kit. But for those of you guys that want to learn how to fly, sometimes it's better to spend a little bit of extra money to get a better overall experience than to spend less money and have a really bad experience. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Links down in the video description. I have a playlist of my other airplane reviews as well if you want to compare it to some of the other planes I've flown over here. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.